Ready to talk about this thing?
What thing?
Talk about this thick,
Viscous.
dumb,
Creamy.
dummy thick with 2 C's.
Wait, I'm confused already.
Well, hey guys, what's going on here? River Sullivan coming at you right here, right now, pre-recorded for your live listening pleasure yet again. For another episode, straight into season 4 with that happy silver fox of mine. The man, the myth, the legend. You know him, you love him. And I love his choice of coffees. Scott.
All right.
Yeah, it was very smooth running in there despite the little smile you were doing.
That was my 2021 face.
Yeah, I like it. Because we're all in a 2021 mood here on the show. And speaking of new things going on in the world, who knows, with a Civil War right around the corner, what a better way, though, than to enjoy this week's coffee, which is Black Rifle Coffee Company's Freedom Roast, to celebrate freedom. So, as the bag says, it's a medium-bodied roast with hints of cinnamon. This roast and bag were inspired by the Declaration of Independence. And we got ourselves a whole bean. This was actually sent by a member of the Duke Cannon Lodge. We'll talk about the old Duke here a little bit later. Yeah, that's very very short description on that. It just says, hints of cinnamon inspired by the Declaration of Independence.
Why is your computer chiming me?
I don't know.
They're trying to communicate.
It's agreeing with the Declaration of Independence. I don't know. So I'm going to give this a shot.
All right, let me get this out of my Bayou bowl.
Out of my Bob Evans bowl over here. Good.
Very high end. Very, very high end.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I can taste a hint of the cinnamon, which is what they're going for. I get it. To me, it tastes almost like a Maxwell House Master Roast.
Yeah, I can see that.
And no offense to Black Rifle Coffee, because was it Navy Wayne a few years ago gave me their gift set for Christmas. I had the Silencer Smooth, which was amazing. The 300 Blackout, that was amazing. The Caffeinated as I didn't have that because I kind of have a caffeine sensitivity when it comes to my coffee.
That's my personal favorite.
Like, I try to sip, and I was going, that's enough for me. That's why I'm a light roast, medium roast person. I drank too much super caffeinated coffee back in the day that I can't really, my tummy doesn't like to handle it very well. They had another one. It was like AK-47, I think it was called, and it was like an espresso blend or Colombiano, something like that. But I enjoyed pretty much all of them. I mean, this is a good coffee. The Freedom Roast is a solid coffee if you want to support your veterans, you want to support the company that is Black Rifle Coffee, you want to support Matt Best and his buddies.
Yeah, I'm not getting the cinnamon. Like, it's good.
It's, like I said, it's very small.
Definitely not.
This is a good
best we've had.
This is a good daily coffee.
Yeah. Like,
this is, if I'm waking up, it's my little wake up roast. I'm going to work. I'm going to enjoy this.
That is on the upper end, like premium go-to coffees. Like, if you can afford it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to make your daily driver coffee that, go ahead and do it because it's solid. But it's not. It's not the top.
Let's put it in perspective. Is it better than Giavalia?
I feel like that's apples and oranges.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What would we have that was close? I mean,
it's better than
the Presta George and this are pretty close. The Sandbridge ones that I brought, I think, were pretty close. I think the Sandbridge ones were still a little bit above it, mainly because it had that low tide just kind of baked into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, solid.
Yeah.
Oh, so you said you were wanting to get me a monitor, right? You're not looking at computer monitors, are you?
I never said that. No, I'm just messing with you.
I was going to say, if you do, don't do a computer monitor.
Yeah, like the TV monitors that actually have inputs, right?
Just like, because I looked at a 32-inch computer monitor, and those things are like $200-some. I'm like, nah.
You just want a TV.
Well, I looked at 32-inch TV with HDMIs and the wall mount. It's like $160.
What? Where at?
Amazon.
Oh, right.
It's like a TCL TV or something like that. I figured we'd put it right there.
Yeah.
Because you and the guests sitting across from me could watch it. All I'd have to do is just rotate a little bit, and then we'd be able to see it.
See things.
Yeah, see things. Bring things up, because this was it the Scepter or Spectre model I have for my secondary display? That's a TV DVD combo. It still had Independence Day in the DVD.
You know, I still
rack
have an
for a
extra
little
one of those at the house if you want to improvise.
Go Johnny Mnemonic on it and be like, the year is 2020. I don't know if you knew that Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves took place in 2020. It's like, huh. Well, they were a little off. I mean, maybe there's a psychic dolphin running things from behind the scenes. Who knows?
Yeah, you know. What's good?
I'll tell you what's good. Is just the other day I took another trip into Duke Cannon country.
Oh, yeah?
And pulled out a little thing here.
I bet you did.
I did pull out a little thing.
So lathered it with soap.
I pulled out. God damn it. So I pulled. So we pulled the truck over in Duke Cannon country.
You're rattled.
Yeah, I am. So you know how I had the Buffalo Trace soap, the bar soap?
Right.
Okay. So they made Thick, which is their body wash, is Duke Cannon's body wash. So that's what we have here today. They just came out with it here in 2021, and they call it Thick because it's 3 times thicker than all other body washes out there. It's 3 times as concentrated. And apparently used natural plant-based thickeners for superior lather. It has mineral-enriched additives in there like charcoal in it to exfoliate and scrub. So they say you don't even need a loofah with it. Aloe vera to hydrate and protect. And yeah. So to look at this thing here for it, Andy writes, fact, teenage body washes are weak, watered down, and smell like a freshman dorm room. Simply put, they don't get the job done. Hardworking men require a shower of substance to accomplish a full day's work. That's why Duke Cannon's Thick is formulated with a noticeably higher viscosity and built to work effectively on your body, not spew down the shower drain. This woodsy oak barrel scent is inspired by the rack houses at our favorite place in the world, the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Duke Cannon, if you're listening, please feel free to contact Old River here, because I feel I could be a valuable member of the advertising team with this sultry voice of mine.
That you would.
I still need to work on that commercial that I was doing for him too, though. I had to got to hook up there with Tyler. He's gonna come by with the drone and everything. We're gonna get some footage done. Going to look real nice. Gotta get old Dave. Dave's been on the show. I think that was season 2. We had Dave on the show. It might have been before you were co-hosting.
No, refresh my memory on who Dave is.
Dave. He sat right there in the chair.
A lot of people sat right there.
He had a beard.
A lot of people with beards have sat right there.
Don't even remember your. He's gonna be the best man at my wedding.
Oh, he's not the LARPer, is he?
No, that's Mason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. I'm with it. All right.
You're one of my groomsmen.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
Did we discuss this?
Yes.
I'm just messing with you. I will say about that body wash, it does perform as advertised. You only need a little bit. Goes a long ways. I still prefer the soap. That's just me.
Because it lasts longer. I get it. Because I had this and, God, I'm almost halfway through it. And I think I've used it like 4 times.
I'm just a big fan of putting my little tactical scrubber in a Ziploc bag and taking it to the gym, but that's just me.
Well, I have that, and that's where I'm using it now. Is I keep that one on. I keep the scrubber one. I keep that at the locker room at work, where we have the shower there from the gym.
Yeah, there you go.
This is my treat myself.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I keep it in the shower and just have my road soap. Keep it in my bag.
Road soaps.
Almost made it through bar number 2 since I've been using this stuff. And then I'm still on bar. Like I used.
Dude, I'm blowing through these bars.
I think the first one I used was the Budweiser one, and then I'm on the Buffalo Trace one now that you gave me at Christmas time.
Did I give you the Buffalo Trace? I thought I got you the Budweiser one because that was the one you wanted to try.
Somehow, like.
Did you unwrap your gift early, you son of a bitch?
No.
No. How dare you? Get out. Oh, yes. So, anyway. So the coffee that we got, the Black Rifle Coffee Company, was gifted to me by a member of the Duke Cannon Lodge on Facebook, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
We did a gift exchange, and there was like, I think, 100 or so of us that did it. So I got, somebody set it up, and then they email you and say, hey, this is the person you're buying for, and this and that. So I got a guy, and I sent him a few items, and then this guy out of Arizona sent me the Black Rifle Coffee, a bag of jerky, which actually was wonderful. It was some Old Duke's jerky. It was fantastic. But the thing I am looking forward to trying is he sent me a couple cigars, and I don't really smoke anymore, but a cigar is nice to enjoy from time to time. I got some Cuesta Rey Centenario in a nice aluminum phallus-shaped tube.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, that smells wonderful. Man, here, I'll pass that over here to you. You can
put my fingers on it.
Yeah, you can get your Rona hands all over that. The other one is a Fuente Gran Reserva. Wait, what is a Fuente? Fuente. What is Fuente?
I don't know.
Whoa. Cuban. It says it's Cuban Corona.
Esta Habana?
Esta Habana. AF Cuban Corona NT. If this is like a Cuban, get the F out of here.
This one's Dominican.
Man. I'm looking forward to trying one of these. The one in the plastic might be a sleeper. I don't know. It could be great.
This one's pretty good too, though.
Can't really smell this one in the... I'm smelling the plastic wrapped shaft of this cigar. I can't smell it. It really seals in the flavor. So, the date that this comes out here on the 20th will be our airing date. Will also be inauguration date for the new president-elect, Joe Biden. Now, I wish I could, record two different variations of this where, one would be like, we're coming to you live from the bunker. Shit, it's gone real. It's on. The Civil War has started. And then the other version, well, it was just another wonderful day here. The inauguration went off without a hitch. And we're looking forward to 4 years to see what this guy's going to do or not do, like so many others have done or not done before them. But we won't know. What do you think's going to happen tomorrow or today?
I have no idea. We are in uncharted territory. I don't know the facts, so I can only wildly speculate.
You really gripped your lips there for a second. I feel like you got something you need to let go.
Oh, I got lots of things I need to let go. So, I vaguely remember when when he was inaugurated, there was a decent amount of troops in the Capitol, right?
Yeah. He had what? Prior to him, I think they said Obama had 3 times the security that any president before him had.
Right.
In terms of his rotating Secret Service.
What was Trump's security? I don't remember his inauguration.
Don't know.
Trying not to be selectively remembering things.
Here's the thing, that dude won. I was like, all right, whatever, presidential election. I'd never really got involved too much in the politics of it. If my candidate won, I went, okay, let's see if he's going to enforce their policies.
Right.
And they're going to do what they said they were going to do. I could give a shit about the inauguration. That's the parade. That's the grand.
It's the victory parade.
It's the victory dance. They're taking that victory lap. That's fine.
This is where I'm at on this, and I try to stay, middle of the road as I can be, and kind of keep my opinions to myself so I don't offend anybody. But I feel like for as much talk from that party, not necessarily that party, that Biden camp about reconciliation and bringing America together, it feels like there's this passive, retaliatory attitude amongst them.
Not only passive, but I've seen active.
Yeah.
And again, that's on both sides. I mean,
obviously, yeah.
Was it Trump won in 2016, and so everybody was, fuck your feelings, man. Okay, fine. Hey, he won. Go enjoy that. Quit rubbing it in people's faces. Here we are 4 years later, the opposite side wins, and it's the same thing.
I agree with that, but this is the difference. Okay, you can still say whatever you want, and people have to respect that, even if they don't agree with who became president.
Yeah.
But when you talk about making lists of politicians or people that supported causes to punish them, that's dangerous.
You talking about the banning of Parler?
Right.
That, man. Whew.
And not only that, when we're getting to the point where we're starting to consider the military the threat.
I did read that article where they were concerned about the 25,000 guardsmen they sent and went, well, statistically, 75% of all those that serve are conservative or Republican. Then there's this X amount of chance that one of them inside will be an insider threat to where they're actually sourcing the FBI to vet every single guardsman
Right.
that got sent out there, which to me means they're combing their social media and everything and seeing if they said something or posted something or had a photo of something that might go, ooh, hey, yeah, this guy might try something.
Right. Like, when did we get to this point?
Of distrust of one another?
Yeah, and like where the majority of the threats were from racist right-wingers. Like, did all the left-wing groups just go away and disappear?
No, I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and again, regardless...
Not that I'm endorsing.
No,
but
neither am I. But to me, it's optics.
It's control of the narrative.
You had all these other facets and factions and parties or groups or whatever you want to call them doing their rioting and cities were burning, this and that. Well, then you have people from, in quotes, the right side have that issue at the Capitol where they're like, oh my God, they breached the Capitol. It's despicable. Can't believe it. What about the other people in the other cities? Like, was it Minneapolis pretty much was burning. Kenosha was burning. But now we've kind of forgotten because not even when you think about with protests or anything like that, the media is fickle. People are fickle.
Right.
Once, okay, that was, I remember watching the stuff in Kenosha. Hell, I remember years ago after, like, was it Ferguson, Missouri? I do remember the one from Trayvon Martin there, was that they were burning that city down. I remember watching a CVS pharmacy burn on the ground live on TV. Both sides are doing the same shit, it seems like. But everybody, all they want to do is point a finger. Nobody wants to try to figure shit out. Everybody wants to bitch and be a part of the problem and riot and loot and burn and all this, but nobody ever offers a viable solution. And those people that are out there that have been offering their solution, it's usually been kind of violent. That's their solution, is the violence.
So I never got any background on what happened at the Capitol. Like, I know some people went into the Capitol. Was it violent? Was it not?
Well, so there was thousands of people outside the Capitol and all over D.C. Trying to fight against the House while they were taking their vote on
the electoral college.
Certifying the electoral results. And then a handful, and I'm talking out of the thousands, it might have been like 100 that breached the Capitol. And by I mean breached, they walked through the front door, and they were on camera going between the velvet ropes. Like they were walked through the velvet ropes, like they stayed in the ropes, walked in, and just kind of started bum rushing the place. And you see there was a bunch of people that was like QAnon. There was...
So like the very fringe, like the extreme fringe groups.
Well, that's what I was thinking when I saw it, because me and the old lady watched it unfold in real time. We were watching all this shit go down live on TV because the power of YouTube, there's all sorts of people that are pulling all this stuff up and streaming it live and then doing a play-by-play with you. I listened or saw this guy was a donut operator. I guess he used to be a cop. Now he's just like a YouTube streamer. So he had all these different things pulled up, and he was just shoving them up on the screen. We're watching all these different, because you had people that were live streaming it from their phones, this and that. I mean, there were people that were all tacked out, and I'm talking tacked out. Like, these guys were to the nines, looking like they're ready to deploy with SEAL Team 6.
But, like, were they tacked out, like, looking like they knew what they were doing, or?
Yes and no. They stood there looking all tough, and then when these guys, like, rushed in, like, it was just pandemonium. Somebody got shot. There was 5 people have died. They died from it. One police officer died. I believe they said he got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. They don't know who did it.
So who shot who?
Somebody shot a pro-Trump supporter, protester. Babbitt, I believe is her last name. She was a 14-year Air Force veteran, very staunch Trump supporter. And I guess she had like a husband, had kids, didn't tell him she was going to D.C. But she was rushing up some stairs. They caught it on camera.
So
and she got shot through the neck with a gun.
Oh, she didn't do the shooting.
No, she got shot and bled out. And I remember seeing the footage of her getting wheeled out on the gurney, and it was insane. I'm going, somebody just get killed in the Capitol? Yep, sure did. And I mean, they had the house. Everybody was hunkered down in there. They had Secret Service and the D.C. police all barricaded the doors. And there's photos online like these guys with their sidearms pulled up on the door and You got protesters clawing through the little window there, like they're screaming at them. Both sides are screaming at each other. It was the nuttiest shit that I'd seen in a long time. I was like, because I'm used to seeing, and it's a sad thing to say that you're used to it. You're used to seeing like these riots that go on. You're like, well, somebody got killed and there's going to be a riot. You just know it's going to happen, and it does. And I hate to see that too. But I had never seen that where they went, oh, these guys are kind of, holy shit, they breached the capital of our country. That just happened.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people, it's like the commissioner of the D.C. police, he resigned after that. So I think they were up to about 90 people or so that, because everybody was posting selfies and there was security cameras there, all these people from all over the country are getting arrested. And there's not like a good portion of them are fringe. One of them was a West Virginia lawmaker in the House of Delegates.
Yeah, I did read about that.
Derek Evans was his name. Derek Evans was the West Virginia lawmaker that got elected like 2 weeks prior. He was in there with like a helmet on and was there when they were like beating the window into the house and like crawling into the Capitol. And he's going, let's go, go. But he was on camera too going, hey, don't destroy anything. Hey, no vandalism. Well, some people stole shit. Some guy walked out with the podium.
Heard somebody stole Pelosi's laptop.
Oh, yeah, there was people taking photos, people stealing, like printing off emails. Like, it was crazy.
I wonder if they ever found Hillary's.
I don't know, but all I know, hey, tinfoil hat, man. Tinfoil hat was on when you watched the news a couple days after that. You got people all over resigning. Like 5 guys out of the FAA resigned.
Yeah.
Like CEOs. They're like, oh, it's because of that. What do you have to do with the Capitol? Why are you resigning?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
is it just out of protest? Like, I quit. Like,
as if 2020 wasn't a confusing year enough. Like, we've just got to this point where it's like sensory overload. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's like winter. Like
I can't even attach a conspiracy theory to any of this because I can't figure it out.
Well, think of it like you ever heard the term "in like a lion, out like a lamb"?
Yeah,
they say that's how like winter will come in. If winter comes in like a lamb, nice and gentle, it'll leave like a lion, meaning you get that big, nasty snowstorm.
Yeah.
So 2020 came in like a lion and just left like a fucking asshole, as 2020 should. But I mean, hey, I'm hoping most of this shit is going to be behind us here, and we can just get on with our lives and see what Mr. Biden's going to do for these 4 years. Is it going to be good? Going to be bad? Who knows? But I'm ready to get on with my life. I'm ready to get back out there. I just want to go to work. I want to live my life. And that is a dangerous thing, though, where we're at right now, is you have two sides. And ultimately, will we come to the point where if we don't support a side, then we're automatically labeled as the other, right?
I think we're already there.
Well, and we've talked about that. We've beaten that dead horse, I feel enough. But I was talking to some guys I know at work, or, at the other job. I said, why can't there be a third? You got like, we're Antifa, we're the Proud Boys. What happened? We were like, we're the middlemen. We're
the working stiffs.
Yeah. Hey, this guy here, he's Democratic, but he's left of center. I'm a Republican, or I'm an independent now, but you could say I'm a Republican. I'm just right of center, but we get along. They're like, fuck you. No. I don't
know. Like,
I don't want to pick a side.
I felt like that lately in probably the last year. I think we've got to that point where, like, you really, in mixed company, and when I mean mixed company, I mean everybody.
Yeah.
People you're not familiar with. Like, you really have to be mindful of what you say. And, like, I try to maintain a neutral perspective. Absolutely. Unless I'm asked. But, like, I've noticed there's been in different times where, like, people try to, like, goad you into things from both sides.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Let me show you this news clip here with this video that goes perfectly with my narrative. And then, like, hey man, let me show you this, and it goes perfect with my narrative. Like, I shouldn't have to pick a side.
No,
because you remember what happened when was it the Trump and Hillary debates? And everybody's like, It's the giant turd or the turd sandwich or the giant douche. You know, which one are you going to pick? I'm starting to feel that way about how both of these parties are aligned now. Like, which side are you going to be on? You want to be on the giant douche or the turd sandwich? Like, because neither side, and I'm talking with the fringe. You know, the fringe on both sides, man,
I feel like we've got to this point where, like, the parties, both of them, don't necessarily represent their ideals or their constituents anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They may say they do, but it's really ultimately about power and control.
Yeah.
So whatever in vogue opinion or topics on the plate at that point, that's what they'll support. Like, and it's, if you notice, like, it's speeding up. It's
mm-hmm.
morphing more and more quickly.
Yeah. So the one thing, though, that kind of scared me, and has been pretty much historically proven, is when they, I guess, banned Trump from Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
So, okay, and this is my opinion. I didn't like it when he tweeted. Like, I didn't think he should have Twitter. Okay.
No.
He said some shit that he probably should say. Like, he'd be like, just put the phone down, dude. Worry about running the country. Quit. Just stop
honestly,
it.
I feel like that's probably bad form for any president to have, or any major politician.
But the other side to that is that's freedom of speech. He's allowed to do that. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to try to shut him down over that. I think he should have been worrying about other shit other than using Twitter. Now, you've silenced that person who has millions of, like, fans. Okay?
You're only making the problem worse.
Well, throughout history, the moment that you stifle some leader's ability to speak, in history, it radicalizes the followers. It forces them underground to hear what he's going to say.
Yeah.
So now, like, I guess heard he's buying his own news network.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard there's going to be like a Trump news network or whatever. He's going to have his own TV channel.
Can't wait for this.
Or like MAGA. I think it's called MAGA TV. But so now capitalism, you probably have to pay a charge every month to subscribe to this channel or something if it's on cable or something. But it's a dangerous precedent. So what happens the next time when there's somebody that the other side doesn't agree with and they want to shut them up and they get them banned from Twitter or their social media that they're using?
I think
I'm starting to stutter right now because it boggles my mind.
Doesn't it hurt your head to think about where we're at right now? Like I understand, I get it. That questionable information, questionable at best, can sometimes be dangerous. You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, who's deciding what information is questionable and how dangerous it is? Like, you can't just make a blanket statement as like, oh, well, we're going to, shut down anything we deem it unfactual or dangerous.
Yeah. Information control. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I really want is if both sides are going to fight each other, like the fringe guys want to battle it out, go give them a football field or an abandoned warehouse. They can just WWE their heart's content. Because this is the thing. Like, people like us, the middle grounders, we're working stiffs, blue collar workers. I just want to live my life. I want to go to my job, make a paycheck, support my family.
Right.
And pretty much be left alone without somebody having to ask me or gauge me on my political beliefs and values.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tired of having the notion or the thought or the worry that when I go out, if I'm dressed a certain way, God forbid, you might have like a flag, like an American flag, right? You might piss somebody off with that nowadays.
Right.
I dislike the fact that the world that 2020 left us, that so far we're living in, that I still pray to God and I'm making conscious efforts to make it better on my part, on my half. We shouldn't have to go out and worry that some protest group is going to stop you and force you to listen to him, or force you to put your fist in the air, or force you to support one guy, or force you to support the other guy. Look, man, I'm just trying to get a cup of coffee. Hey, man, I'm just trying to go to work.
Right.
I'm over that. If they want to keep fighting, let them fight. But here's what you do. Just give them you'll probably got some stadium somewhere. Hey, you got Antifa versus Proud Boys live on pay-per-view.
Right.
$20, Go fight it out there. because all the violent solutions, all the agitation, it doesn't solve anything. It just keeps everybody worked up.
But I think if we get to that point where there's violence, like I don't necessarily think it's going to be a black and white civil war.
No, it won't.
That sounds horrible, but
no, you're.
Well, I mean, in like left versus right, like because it's so factionalized.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be factions within factions within factions. You're not going to know who is
so
who.
I say like what would we have, the Minutemen in the Revolutionary War?
Right.
It'd be the middlemen. Just the working Joes. I'm over here making coffee, guys. Please don't
Team, get off our lawn.
Yeah. Team, I'm just trying to go to work. Squad. This is real Team 6. We just look, man. I'm being real. I just want to go to work.
I do think there's a danger in constantly chastising certain groups. Like if you keep painting this picture that America is racist and claiming that certain groups are racist in this country, at some point you're going to create that monster. Like, you know what I'm you can't just tell like basic average people, oh, you're the problem. You're the problem. Eventually they're going to start thinking they're the problem or you're the problem. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, like one side is scared to death,
like
and pissed off because they don't want a nanny state, and the other one's scared to death and pissed off because they don't want a police state.
Right. I
it's
don't know.
Exhausting.
It is. It's mental gymnastics right now. But there's always hope.
And that's the best way to be. Like I say, I'm maintaining my hope. I'm maintaining everything that I can mentally for this year because I do not want to go through another 2020. I can't do it. And
yeah, you can.
I did pretty well. Here's the thing. I did pretty well in 2020 though, thinking about it. I mean, despite getting the Rona right there at the very end, that sucked. I actually got into the best shape of my life, or the best shape in like the last 16 or 17 years.
I did not.
I got a lot of projects done at the house, like got my building built, got shelves. Good God, I've done nothing but put shelves up because we did that pantry, had 2 shelves. We did a storage closet thing, had hang shelves up in the bathroom. Now we got shelves up in the kitchen, and I got shelves up in my building. It's just, I think shelving would be the big thing in a house.
I like it. I do.
I mean, well, it's not the big thing, but it's the most commonly occurring one because, God, we still got to put the roof on, waiting on the roofers. 2 roofers apparently fell off a roof at another roof, not my roof.
2020.
Yeah. Yeah, this was prior. This was like, no, actually, yeah, I don't know. Then I called the boss, the business guy, their owner or whatever, and asked him, what our ETA was because we had some snow, and I get it slows down because of the snow. And he's like, I got the Rona. I'm like, oh shit, man. Get better, take a lot of zinc, take a lot of vitamin D because it seems to be helping. Like it's shortened my recovery time exponentially in comparison to a lot of other people. But
as long as we can keep the essence, the ideals of what makes us Americans there in some shape or form, like I think there's always hope. As long as we remember to be decent human beings, learn how to empathize with people. There's always going to be something about other people you don't like. We all have our biases, our preconceived notions.
A lot of people seem to have lost their ability, though, to tolerate that.
Exactly.
We used to be able to tolerate each other just fine, agree to disagree. Yeah. Again, the dead horse that keeps on getting beat on this show. But here's one thing I do believe. I believe there's more of us that are like us, that are just middle of the road, trying to live their lives, support and protect their own families, and do right by.
There's a lot of truth in that. And I think the media will never tell you that, whether it's either of the networks or any of the major networks. That doesn't sell. In reality, we are the majority. And I don't mean that in like a conservative versus liberal. I mean
just people, good people.
Willing to live with other people.
Because I've heard tell people are tossing around the 2-state solution. Like there's people talking about splitting the country.
See, this is the thing. Like, I don't know that that's possible because.
First of all, where are you going to split it at? That's what what's your dividing line?
The essence of it is rural versus urban.
I mean, since we had it north and south, there's going to be an east and west this time? Like,
no, I don't think there can be because there's basically what it boils down to is most of the left-leaning places are major metropolitan
cities, yeah.
Metropolitan.
Mesopotamian.
Yeah.
Major Mesopotamian cities.
And rural is the rest. And
Mhm.
it just so happens that, the urban centers, they have way more people, way more younger people. And I don't know how that would work in a two-state solution. I don't think it can.
Yeah, I hope that never happens. Like, I hope that we can keep going in the country that we are, as broken as we seem to be right now. But other than people doing it on social media for likes and shares and hearts and emojis, like, because the phrase I keep hearing is, oh, okay, well, now we can begin to heal.
Well, not if you're still chastising people.
Yeah. If we could
and
just
demonizing people.
give up the ghost on that for a little bit and just focus. I think we all, as people in this country, need a little me time and quit worrying about everybody else's time. You know what I mean? I stayed off the news for a while.
Isn't it nice?
It's wonderful.
You feel dumb though, because like people talk about stuff and you're like,
man,
I
that
didn't know anything.
Yeah, because that's what for when I was, when the Rona had me there and I was in my quarantine, like, I was like, I'm not gonna watch the news. And I missed that Nashville bombing. I was like, oh, that sucked.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, my old man told me about that. He's like, hey, did you see what's going on in Nashville? I'm like, no. He's like, some guy blew it up. I'm like, what?
That was weird. Like,
Yeah.
did they find anything out about that, like motives or?
I don't know. I just remember reading, like, when I did get back on the news, I was reading about it, and everybody else was coming together in Nashville to help each other. Except for Taylor Swift, that she was mad because they took a painting of her down or a statue of her in Nashville and replaced it with something. I was like, way to go, Taylor. That's
the
real nice.
problem I think with America, and not that I'm trying to marginalize these famous people's opinions or whatever, but we put too much stock in that. Like, we worship these people when their value to society is really limited. You know what I mean?
Boil it down to this basic function. She sings okay.
Yeah.
Worship me.
I mean, she's all right looking, but I mean, she ain't, ain't gonna tolerate that kind of attitude. Sorry. Yeah, but I mean, don't you feel that way? Like, we worship these people, and therefore they get this like they just feel like their opinions are way more important. Like, we really build these superstars' egos up, and they just think that they're just, I don't even know. Give me some words here to go with.
Words.
Better words.
Everybody wants to be famous.
Right.
Your inception of reality TV created a hunger and a craze for everybody to get on reality, everybody to get on The Voice, everybody to get on dancing with this or cooking with that.
Wearing a costume with that.
Yeah, who's the masked this? I don't give a shit.
No, but like these people, like when they get famous, I feel like they develop this sense of over important. Like, oh God, what am I going with this?
They think because like
they think they're way more important than what they really are.
It's a superiority complex.
Yeah, and then like they'll do some like crazy charity work because it's easy when you got lots of money,
Yeah. Hey,
and
remember,
then people like will just like worship him, like, oh, they're such a saint.
You remember episode 1 that we did last week, where it's full of positivity and hope? I feel like we're like, hey, you remember that negativity we left out in the episode 1 of season 4? Yeah, we'll just.
Sorry, guys, we had to get some things out. So love you guys.
I mean, I figure it's what's going on with a lot of people. Like, I guarantee we are not the only ones thinking about this stuff. And like you said too, this is like therapy, is to be able to sit here and be able to talk about it. It's like being in a veterans counseling group where you can sit there and talk about the issues you had because of things that happened to you around a like-minded group of individuals, and it feels better to talk about. You feel lighter. Like issues I had with PTSD that I talked about when I went to, like, I never went to one. It was like over a decade, and my brother got me to go to one because I kind of was getting in a bad way, and it felt great. But it's issues like this. These are common issues because it's going on nationwide, worldwide, everywhere. So I know that our fan base most likely comes to this show as one, as an escape to get away from these things, but two, to hear maybe thoughts and opinions because they're like-minded people. Because a like-minded person to us will listen to this. Somebody that doesn't agree with us will either, one, try to cancel us, as that is the way, or two, just not listen to us.
Yeah, but we're not seeking that. We don't want an audience of yes men. Like,
No, hell no.
We're trying to appeal to everybody.
So I say, like, when we pick a side or somebody picks a side, we try to play both sides, devil's advocate. That's the key.
I'd like to just lost it. Evaporated straight out my brain.
How's the coffee? Still good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I know it's growing on me. It's a solid. I'm telling you. I mean, I still stand by it.
This is a wartime coffee right here. It's meant more for functionality over form.
That was nicely put.
That's
actually.
total BS.
No, that was
just
nicely,
talking right out my A right now.
I agree with that 100%. It is function over form.
This is what you're standing outside with over
Simple
the hood of your vehicle, going, let's do it live.
As you're laying under the shade of your Humvee, you get yourself a little respite from the day. As you try to sip a hot cup while laying on your back and it pours boiling into your face. That hit the spot.
Quality.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man.
So I did catch myself listening to those Crosswind guys more.
Who?
Crosswinds.
What?
The band.
Oh,
from Maryland.
Yeah,
the throwback, the road trip music. Those guys out of Baltimore.
There's some good stuff.
They gave us some love on Facebook.
Did they really?
Yeah, they gave us a shout out for talking about them here on the show, and
let's talk about them again.
I mean, all I can say is I've been listening to the shit out of the music that Tyler let me download, and the one that we ended the show with last time, Distance. I love that one.
Yeah, that was
and there was Headspace was like the fourth song on that. And Headspace is really good. And then the first one was like 19th and 3rd or 3rd and 19th. That was the first one we listened to. It was like, man, I feel like I'm in it's like West Maple high school musical, like 90s movie. Like, it's the throwback. I had to actually do a little digging because it kept reminding me of like other music. Like, it just was very nostalgic to me. I called it like a Chipper, Coheed, and Cambria. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I don't know any of those words.
All American Rejects?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Like a little Blink-182 sitting on his like noise. Yeah. Like they don't do that, Little small things. Like they don't talk like that. I really enjoy it though, man. Like I don't know what it is. Like it's
It
nice.
was just something you hadn't heard in a while. Like a
It's
style
music.
You haven't.
It's music written from the heart. It's because they are unsigned and unlabeled. These guys are
full of
hungry.
feeling.
Yeah, and they're hungry. They want to make it. And I feel that band could make it. I need to get my hands on more than music.
But it wasn't more. It was more than just a nostalgia factor. Like for me, like that first song.
The mix was.
It
was
brought
solid.
it. Like
yeah.
it came in. It wasn't like over the top, loud, blaring, but like it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was some guts to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was well rounded. Mm-hmm. Like it had just a very warm yet sharp tone.
Very vibrant. I think we bring a little bit of honesty.
Yeah.
To the world.
Who, us?
Yeah.
I mean,
like we try not to put like. There's not a whole lot of vanity here. We're not trying to put on a bunch of pretense.
No. We got the production value from what I understand. Like we get a lot of compliments on the production value. I mean, you bring the other half to it. If it was just me here in a room, that would be.
I bring my coffee sipping arm.
No, I feel.
Let's go, boys.
I feel in the way and the formula in which we do this was almost born out of necessity.
It was born in the fires of 2020.
It was. And out of the necessity of cancel culture.
Yeah.
And because when I was first approached by Martin, who was the one that, again, gave me the bug in the ear to do this, he was like, you should do a podcast. You should do this, What's going on over there?
It's making faces.
Okay.
Caffeine Tourette's,
So I actually had to sit and I was like, what am I going to talk about? He's like, you're good at talking to people. Just go off that. And I'm like, okay. So, we started with gaming and everything and it evolved in whatever it is today, which is just, we talk about everything. But when I was sitting there thinking about that going, I want this to be an all-encompassing show. And I was like, I need to keep all of my personal opinion, my personal labels, I guess, to myself.
Preconceived notions.
Yeah, that. Bias, need to eliminate that. Because one, it doesn't make you a target, which is a sad thing to say. Is, again, like we said, you got to worry about how you appear to be out on the street sometimes, because you don't know if somebody thinks that you roll with somebody that you don't, or you are aligned with this, and it could cause problems out of nothing, because it seems like the world's gone mad sometimes. But so to eliminate the bias out of necessity, to eliminate labeling out of necessity, to create a truly all-encompassing show was, I think, a very good stroke of either luck or good fortune. I don't know how to describe it, but
Fate.
It made this show what it is today. And I happily embrace the fact that we choose no sides, mainly because we can both agree, too, that both sides, again, still suck.
Agreed.
I'm happy being a red-blooded, free-thinking person. All America.
People just let me people. I don't know.
This whole episode so far has felt like one big rant. So
I feel like it had some substance to it.
We had some heart and soul in it, yeah, because, I mean, every time that I know that I get on a rant, or you do, like...
I feel like we haven't talked about Big Jim in a while. Did we talk about him last week? We did, didn't we?
I mean, yeah, because of the Bob Evans, of course. I'm still using that Bob Evans mug today.
God bless Big Jim.
I love this thing, man. It's got a tiny little bass to it, though.
I'm a big fan of the white cups with the colored interiors like that.
I know. I saw it. It's like, ooh, red. Daddy like it.
From your field trip to Bob Evans.
Oh, yeah. So we have got a vacation lined up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's more staycation. I got the first week of February off. I had to put in for some weeks for leave.
Uh-huh.
And I only put in like 3. I was supposed to put in 5. But I took the first week off for February, me and her, and she took first and second week off. And then I was able to get like the week of Halloween and then the week for our beach trip this year. But she might be going up to Jersey to see her folks. If not, we're pretty much going to hang out here. I plan on doing nothing. Just hanging out, not being sick. Yeah, pretty much living that week of quarantine without having the Rona.
I want to call you every day and just harass the F out of you.
That's fine. I'll just turn the ringer off.
Like, what you doing?
Baiting. I'm baiting.
Anything good?
Yeah. I still got 240 hours of military leave on the books that they won't let me use.
Can you give it to me?
I wish. It's been sitting on my books for 11 years.
You should enlist us to use it.
Dude, I've had dreams that I re-enlisted, and I hated it. It's like they make me go through basic again. I was like, oh, God.
I don't think they do that.
But in my dream,
yeah.
And like I'd get to whatever duty station, and I just started fucking up, getting in trouble. I'm like, this is not, why would I do this? Like, this is terrible. And then I wake up, and I'm like,
you need to do the reserve thing. That's what you need to do.
I'm good, man. I'm completely deactivated. I'm fine without it.
Say that.
I am happy being a fat civilian.
You could be a god amongst men.
Look, I mean, I know that even being deactivated, they can still reactivate me, can't they? If it gets bad enough.
I mean, are you a cyborg?
Yeah, technically. I mean,
I don't know.
I got carbon fiber and titanium inside me.
Yeah, I guess in theory, if the proverbial S hit the fan.
I mean, I do have like a uniform still.
Not the right one.
No, not the right one. No, but
this one will not be the right one before too long.
Yeah, that one actually would go with mine. I have one set of ABUs left, and just have them for nostalgic reasons, just to look at them and be like, yeah, I remember that.
You got your field jacket, don't you?
No, actually, never got a field jacket for it.
No. I'm talking about your old BDU stuff.
No, don't have it.
I still have mine. I think I have both sets of the initial boots they gave me that have been resold and beat to death. I think one set has
ones that have like a 3-finger kind of press in them on this.
That are just like strictly black leather, like nothing, no air holes, nothing.
Yeah, those are the ones I had in basic, man. Those they weren't bad. I mean, of course,
they're good for what they are.
Yeah,
you break them in, they are what they are.
I do have a few tubes of jalapeno cheddar squirreled away.
Gold.
Yeah, I know, because that'll be currency in the new world if this place ever goes to shit. If a civil war kicks off
I would do many
today.
things for one of those.
What do you got? Well, I need water. I need food. What do you got for trade? I had this half-used tube of jalapeno gold. He is our king. You shall rule us, the king of ants.
Do you remember the old bean torpedo MRE?
The bean torpedo?
It was the bean burrito one.
Oh, I don't.
But it really wasn't a burrito, like, because the tortilla was like melted into like a semi-viscous bean capsule.
I've never had that one.
Everybody hated it, but I loved it. It was one of the vegetarian ones, you know.
Oh,
but like I could trade for that, man. I love that thing. Just cover it in some jalapeno cheese, you know.
I had the hot dog one. That one was pretty good.
I never did eat that one.
It was called Frankenfurters.
The only one that I know that was evil for a fact is the veggie omelet.
Yes.
Did I ever tell you the baboon story?
No.
So we're taking a bus ride through Africa. I won't elaborate on any more than that. Nothing cool. Just, humanitarian mission, whatever. We take a pit stop along this dirt road along the West Nile, and there's some baboons around, right? I guess because tourists feed them there or whatever. So, like, Joe's being Joe's doing knuckleheaded things, we started giving him MRE garbage.
Oh, God.
This baboon was scarfing down everything until he got to that veggie omelet. And I kid you not, he didn't even open it. He just sniffed it,
He's like,
flung it. Like, that's how you know that is evil.
Monkey says, no!
Those things are scary close
I
up.
hated the minestrone stew. I did not like it at all.
I don't remember it.
Yeah,
I remember we had it, but
I traded it any chance I got.
Yeah.
I heard they had pizza.
Captain's chicken.
Hey, if I got a beef ravioli, I was happy. Those were the best. Like, that's solid. That or spaghetti, which is
classic beef stew.
Like, oh yeah, that wasn't bad. But like the spaghetti versus the ravioli, it was pretty much the same thing. I just called, like, the spaghetti was like deboned ravioli, and they shredded it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's the same meat. It just it fell off the conveyor belt, so we just shredded it up and called it spaghetti.
So I still got like a lot of MRE. So right.
Yeah, you want to give me some?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I'm worried, like, I have some that I have stored in the house.
I need like control. 3 or 4.
But then I have some out in the garage
cases.
No, I don't have that many. I probably.
I just need like 3 or 4. If you got 3 or 4. I don't know.
But like, I know they're made to be stored in field environments. But do you think, like, being out in my garage for a couple of years, the humidity would have hurt them?
I don't think so. Tell you what, you give me a couple of them. Tell you what, here's what we do next week.
We'll eat them on. I like where your head's at.
We'll eat them on the show next week.
Yes.
We'll probably have to bring like 2, maybe 3 of them, because we will have a guest next week. So this is going to be that. Oh man, that's going to be like the ASMR episode. We're going to have to visually describe. It's going to be like a radio
has
story.
A consistency. Baby S.
Here's a
and a color to match.
If you took a wet paper towel, soaked it in Jell-O,
the oil has separated from the cheese.
The oil makes an amazing lip balm. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid plan for next week. Well, all right, guys, it looks like we're all out of time here on the show. Don't forget all the other different ways that you can listen. Check us out on Amazon, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, Stitcher, Spotify, Sounder, Google Podcast, and the good old-fashioned YouTube out there if you want that original BS fireplace experience crackling in your background with none other than Cat Damon staring deeply into the recesses of your soul. But I was your host, River Sullivan. With me again, my main man here, hetero life mate Scott.
Yep.
And thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. And until we see you guys here next time, peace out.
Say it.